Hope your week's going great. It's Thursday today. I feel like my week has been very slow and not the best and kind of stressful. So today I'm baking cookies because I want to. Apologize for the dishwasher in the back that you can probably hear. But anyway, I'm just gonna be following this recipe of like these fluffy chocolate chip cookies. Only instead of chocolate chips, I have loads of Kisses and Smarties and stuff like that. I just saw this recipe and I was like, I think I have actually everything that I need for this recipe. And I pretty much do. So we'll just get started. And also as we go, I guess I'll talk about how my week's been and what's going on. So we're starting with 375 grams of flour. So today's March 2nd. And overall I think, like I said, my week's been feeling long. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just it is what it is. So on Monday and Tuesday, Kane and I tried to get our health cards here and we failed both times. On Monday we went like midday around like 11 and the queue was so long that we knew that we wouldn't get served because when we got our number, I was like number 70. Like it was up to 26 or 27 and that was already their like half day because I think we went there at 12. So we were like, there's no way that we're gonna get called. So what we did was we went the next day and I thought it was opening at 8. Turned out it was opening at 8:30. So we were there at 7:30 because we wanted to get there early. We ended up standing in queue for like an hour and you'd think that's quite early, and it was, but then just before 8 some people started lining up, and then by 8:30 when we were actually going in there was already like a massive queue of probably like 20, 30 people, but we were actually number 1 in the queue, so that was great. But then we got seen and turned out that we didn't have one of the documents that we needed, or more so that they didn't take the proof of address that we had because they were like, no, this doesn't do. It is what it is, and it turns out like we would have had to renew our health cards in like 2 months anyway because my contract ends in 2 months, and then like if they extend the contract they can extend the health card, but it's just seems more hassle than it's worth. So for now we're just gonna leave it and then try again in May, and hopefully we can book an appointment in May. So that's that. Now I've just added 375 grams of flour, which is like 2 cups of flour. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I don't think I've ever actually used cornstarch in cookies, but I'm trying this recipe, so I guess this one needs it. I'm pretty sure cornstarch just gives it like a more fluffy texture, so it's more so fluffy than just like crispy and gooey. But we'll see how it tastes when it's ready. So the next thing is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm just putting all the dry ingredients in one bowl because it says to mix them together. So I'm not bothering measuring them out before and then splitting them up and all that kind of stuff. It does call for salt here and like unsalted butter, but my butter is salted so I'm not gonna add salt. So like a bit of cinnamon, 1 to 2 teaspoons. So we'll just do about that much. I think just before Christmas, Kane and I did DNA food sensitivity test where we pretty much just needed to send in here and check our like food and mineral and all that kind of sensitivities based on your DNA. When we got our results, we had like a long list of like things that we had like mild sensitivities or high sensitivities or no sensitivities and stuff. And cinnamon was one of the things. I haven't actually been using it that much, but I do think it's a nice flavor, and every now and then I'm sure it's fine. So this is all we need for the dry ingredients that we just kind of whisk together. And we'll just set it aside. I missed a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I knew I was missing something. Okay, so I think the next step, we whisk together eggs and vanilla. Let's see. Okay, it'll have to be this bowl because pretty much all of the other bowls are in the dishwasher. And then it says 2 eggs. And we have actually 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I feel like that's quite a lot. But I feel like I'm actually making a lot of cookies not without realizing, but kind of. I think it's one of those things where it's okay if I make a lot. I need it this week. Yeah, I'm thinking what else happened this week. So on Tuesday, work was fine. But after work, I went to the hip hop classes that I've been going to since like beginning of January. I have no dance experience. I mean, I did it for like a few months when I was 13, but that doesn't really count. I've been doing those pretty much weekly. This week was not great. So to add to the stress to the morning, and it had been a long day and the classes are at like 8 p.m. It was just not great. There was this one spin that we needed to do and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do a spin, which seemed relatively simple, but just no. I would lose balance every single time, and I tried like 10 times at least, and then I just kind of gave up on the spin and still didn't get the choreography most of the time, so that's how that went. But then yesterday was a bit better. Yesterday was Wednesday. I went into the office. It was kind of nice. Pretty standard day. And then I had a contemporary class in the evening at like 6. And this was my second time going to that one because the first time was last week. And I definitely prefer that one than hip hop. I just think it's more me and it feels much better. Again, pretty crap at it, but you know what, it's fun to try something new, and everyone's really great at that studio, so I really enjoy it. But still, I feel like this week has been absolutely dragging, although I say that and it's already getting close to the end of Thursday, so not too bad. I'll just whisk together the eggs and vanilla extract while trying to not spill it. Yeah, I haven't actually baked in quite a while, but I always enjoy it, and it's a bit nicer because I guess you know what exactly goes into the stuff that you're making. And I mean, sometimes it's better, sometimes maybe not so great because like I know that this much butter is going into them, but it's okay. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Also, today Keen and I have a dance class as well. Okay, that's the eggs pretty much done. Yeah, Keen and I have a dance class. We do ballroom dancing on Thursdays. Again, we started doing this. This is gonna be week 8. It's like a 9-week course, kind of, at our community center. There is one other couple that's kind of similar to our age, probably like a bit older, like closer to their late 20s, I want to say, if not early 30s. But yeah, the other 4 or 5 couples, I think, they're like in their, I want to say 60s, maybe 50s, but more so 50 to 70, kind of that range. It's quite a fun class, and we're learning Rumba this week. We've been doing 3 dances, and it's like 3 weeks for each of the dances. So this is the 2nd week of Rumba. For the first 3 weeks we did waltz. For the weeks 4 to 6, we did jive slash swing. I guess it was a like East Coast swing, I think he said. And now we're doing Rumba for the last 3 weeks. Well, I have like 212 grams of butter. I needed 225, but it doesn't matter. That's all I had. But of cold butter, well, half of it is like room temperature, half of it is cold. Just because some of it was in the butter tray. Add that to the mixer. And it says to mix until fluffy. Also, I'll probably cut this part out because too much noise. But I'll measure out my sugar now. And I need 165 grams of brown sugar and 100 grams of granulated sugar. I don't have granulated sugar, so we're just using icing sugar. Okay, I think the butter is where we want it, so I'll just show you. It looks nice and fluffy, I think. So now we're just adding the sugar into it. So this is the dough that we have now, and like I said earlier, I have this kind of chocolate, and I'm gonna put some almonds in it because why not? But yeah, this is gonna take a little while just to get them out of the packaging and throw them in. So I'll show you once I put all of them in. Okay, so now I put the chocolates in and I put the crushed up almonds in. I didn't end up putting any Smarties in because I wasn't sure about the glaze that they have on them, and I thought this would be enough anyway. I'll probably just show you when they go in the oven because Keen's gonna be home, so I need to start making dinner as well. Hi, today's, hi, it's the Thursday. Hello, how about